Good morning. We are starting a little journey, a couple days. We're going to head down to the ocean and try to go to the Lyre River campsite. So I pulled off here in Tacoma just to organize my van a little bit and get everything all ready. Pulled off in front of this apartment building I used to live in when I was a teenager, actually. So let's just take a look at the White Room and let's get on the road. So there's the White Room, all cleaned up and ready to get on the road. Yeah, and here's the old apartment building I used to live in. I used to live right down in the basement down there. All right, let's get on the road. The Narrows Bridge is about a mile down the road. So just driving by, there's another little house I lived in here in Tacoma, right off of 6th Avenue. Looks about the same. We just drive right up here, one block. And this yellow house here is another house I used to live in. All right, come around this corner, we'll be hitting the Narrows Bridge, baby. Old Galloping Gertie. Actually, there's two Narrows bridges now, one going west and one coming east. So if you haven't watched it before, you should go on the internet and look up Galloping Gertie. That's when this bridge, the first one, actually blew down in a big windstorm. Got a centrifugal force going here with the air because they didn't put the air gaps in the road here, and it created a centrifugal force and brought this bridge to its knees. Pretty interesting. Here we go over the Narrows Bridge. I've had my boat out there many times, caught lots of fish out there in the Narrows when I was younger. There you have it, the Great Narrows Bridge, Tacoma, Washington. Well, I saw this little gem on the road out here. Nice little roadside attraction, but it looks like it turns out that it's a cannabis shop. Check that baby out. Very cool. I think those are real old train cars. Check that out, so cool. Just for anybody that's interested. Look at that, Discovery Bay Railroad, 1792. Well, that's some relics there. We're probably not going to see shoestring on this one anytime soon. We're a couple miles from Nia Bay. Lyre River campground was full, but there's people out here getting shellfish. This is my little spot for right now. I'm going to pull up here, cook me some lunch, hang out for a little while. The old White Room, rocking and rolling. Well, the story of my life. I forgot the little attachment to hook up the propane to my stove, so I'm not cooking. I'm just eating what I got cold right now. Okay, so there is I'm out on the jetty at CQ. You see a boat going out right there. Here's the jetty. And this is the marina up here in CQ. Look at all them RVs. This is an RV town. Everybody just comes up here to go fishing, baby. Well, it is Friday morning. We are at the ocean here. I found a nice place to camp last night, boondocking. You know, I went out to Nia Bay, didn't get a lot of footage there. CQ, got a little footage over there. So here we are at Ocean Shores. I'm getting ready to cook up some breakfast. my camp stove, I forgot the little attachment to hook up the propane bottle, so I bought a little butane. I'm gonna see if I can do everything with that. So here's the setup. I'm gonna get the bike out here in a little bit and go for a little ride. So this is how I get the e-bike out of here. Pretty simple little setup I got. Basically, the bike, just lift it straight out of there, just like that. I'll come over on this side, and I'll flip it over. That's pretty much all there is to setting up the e-bike. So I got this bike about a year ago. I did a little bit of unboxing. Maybe I'll add some of that footage in here. So this has been a pretty cool bike. I only have a couple 100 miles on it. You know, it's got a couple downfalls. I'm not being sponsored by these guys, so I'm gonna give you the truth of this bike. Everything seems to be good so far. It's a little heavy. It's a little cumbersome. It's not easy for somebody that's not very strong to get it in and out of a van. In the back of a truck, very difficult to get in and out. So on this bike, I put these mirrors on. They're supposed to be up like this, but I find they get in the way. So I put them down low like this, and guess what? They still get in the way. So they're probably coming off. Don't need them that bad. The baskets, I ordered these. I use this basket all the time. Maybe I'll get some of that footage, but I have a little box I fit in here, and I take it to the grocery store and I fill it up with groceries. So at home, this bike works great. Let's try it out here at the ocean. Okay, I turn it on. I just get going on it, then I turn on the power. It actually works pretty darn good. You know, if I was going to buy another one, I would get the girls version or the lower bar. This one here is just a little hard for me to get my leg over. I can do it. It's fine. You know, I'm 61 years old. If I had a little less mobility, this would be very difficult to ride. It's okay for me, but if I was going to do it again, I would get the one with the lower bar. Much easier to ride. I'm not trying to make things difficult at this. Well, I really don't have a good way to attach this to my bicycle yet. So I'm kind of holding my camera here in front of me as I'm e-biking here. So there's the throttle. See, I can throttle this thing around. It'll get going on you pretty good. You kind of got to hold on with two hands. I need to get a bracket to mount my GoPro. I need some mounts for the top of my van too, so I can be like Steve Fizcheck on FSC Trucking. And you can see the van going down the road. So yeah, I'm not going to do a whole lot of this kind of filming. It's not easy to ride this thing one-handed. You need two hands. I'm just doing a little tester here for you. I'm going to put the camera down and go for a ride down the beach. So I'm looking at this e-bike, this front mount right here. I think I'm gonna make some kind of a mount so I can mount my GoPro right there. But this will have to do for now. Okay, let's go for a ride. Here we go. And there's the 1, 2 on pedal assist. That's about how fast we're going on 2. I'll bump it up 1 more. So there's 3. So I'm barely pedaling. My legs are just moving just to keep it going on 3. And if that's too fast, I can back it down to 2. And now I have to pedal more. But I'm still getting quite an assist. In this sand, it's very hard to ride this bike with no assist. I'll go with the 3. No obstacles, cruising, nice. A lot of the trails in town, there's a lot of traffic. Walkers, dog walkers, other bicyclists. It's not like this, wide open. Here you go, let's go to 4. So there's 4, you get a little bit more speed with no effort pedaling. And there's 5. So at 5, I'm just barely pedaling. There's no way I could keep up with that with the gear ratio. I'm doing 20 miles an hour. My legs are moving, so I am getting exercise. But that just uses your battery too fast. You know, I want to take my time and cruise it down. I'll bring it back down to 3. 3's a nice speed right there. Now that to me is a nice cruise. But you can cruise at 20 miles an hour on the beach. A little bit more on the road. Make some bacon and eggs, maybe some French toast. Well, I managed to dissect my old 1-burner propane cooktop. The stability of it's not as good, but it gets a lot hotter, cooks the food a lot better. So for this concoction, we're just going to be using some vanilla, some cinnamon. Ooh. And that's it. I could put milk. I have milk, but I'm not going to use milk. So I'm making this French toast with these little butter croissants. I got this really good Irish butter here. Of course, my eggs. All right, folks, we're gonna start popping these little butter croissants. We're gonna soak them in the egg. Oh, we're gonna soak them good too. We're gonna bring them up here. I'm just gonna do 1. Oh yeah, nice. That isn't a thing of beauty. Look at that. These guys just walked right by me. Pretty cool. And there you go. Breakfast on the beach. We got our butter croissant, French toast, bacon, and pure maple syrup. Breakfast at the beach. Sand dunes, walking out to the jetty. Well, it's gray here, but it's always kind of cool coming down to the beach, down to the jetty. There's a boat coming in. Saw a guy carrying his surfboard down. They're getting some waves over there. Let's see if we can get up here without busting our neck. Pretty calm today, not much wind. I followed that surfer down here. Here he is, he's out there. I'll zoom this in and see if we can watch him catch a little wave. He's out there. It's hard to see him. Maybe not. I think I'm going to take a ride over into the Olympic National Forest, check out some rainforest. It's like a crabber or shrimper. It's like he's got some pots on the back. Heading out the bar. Well, there's the trail I came in on. And this looks like the end of the road here. Somebody's definitely had a fire here. And it looks like it does keep going on back here, but it's really overgrown. I don't think anybody's been back in here for quite a while. But this does continue back into the woods here. It's all been logged. You can see that great big cedar tree there. So they've been up here logging. Well, there we are in the Olympic Forest. That's my spot. So this is my first time at a real remote spot like this, up in the Olympic National Forest. Kind of cool. It's very quiet up here. Can't hear a thing. Just hanging out. I got the e-bike out. I think I'm going to take a ride on some of these trails out here a little later. But yeah, you can clean it out. That's one thing about the e-bike. You know, it takes up a lot of space in a van like this. It really gets in the way when you're trying to live out of the van and cook and do all your stuff. So that's not good. Unfortunately, hanging it on the back, getting a rack for the back of it. Look how dirty my van is. That's how dirty your bike will be, or whatever you hang on the back. So that's an issue with carrying around a big item like that, a big fun toy. All right, so I'm taking off on the e-bike here to go do a little forestry service work. I don't have my chainsaw on me, so I brought my Leatherman. That's all I got. I didn't bring a handsaw either. It's in my truck. Whoa, look at that one. See, I need my chainsaw for that baby. Dang it. Oh well, I've already driven over it. I'm parked up ahead of that. So I'm just pedaling my way back up this hill in first gear. And going this speed, on this grade, not bad. There's that big log. Yeah, not bad at all. Turn on the power and whoop, there we go. Power assist.